Hi, this is Majin. Here's some comic reviews for you. We have Batman Eternal, Batman, Daredevil, Thor Loki, SpiderMan. So it's kind of a short one. Alright, let's start off with Batman Eternal. Now, I have to admit, overall, Snyder is getting into a nice little groove here, and it's really a nice experiment to see what a weekly Batman would look like. And they're actually getting a lot accomplished over time, and I'm really pleased to see that they're moving away from the main part of the story that they showed at the very beginning. Let's get on with this book, though. Now, first of all, we have a couple things that I noticed that there were some potential guest stars. You know, they have the pig guy, and immediately when he goes on, I thought, oh my god, they have Groot right there. And then they have a scene, a guy from Big Trouble in Little China showing up with Robin and the new Nightwing girl, or Bluebird, or whatever her name's going to be, Harper Row. But anyways, overall, the book is the art is my biggest challenge with this, because sometimes it's really good and other times it's just bad. And for me, a lot of it's in the middle. Like, there's parts of it that I think the art really works well with, like these creatures, the eye for the Joker's daughter, like that kind of stuff. But there's other parts of this thing that I'm just like, it's not really that great. Like, you know, that scenes with Robin and outside of Arkham. And also, there's some characters that you look at, because it's different artists, you get a lack of consistency with the way non-superhero characters look like. So I kind of wish that they could offer more consistency, but I understand these artists just can't keep up with the fast pace. That being said, even though I'm a little bit down on it, and I truly hate the Joker's daughter. I hate that they keep pushing this character on us. If you cut that out of it, it's a decent read. It's definitely not what I would consider a strong contender for a book of the week, but I can say, if anything, it moves the plot along, because it's, there's multiple angles going on. There's the new commissioner thing going on, and the trust with Batman. There's what's going on with an Arkham, and the Robin side of the story. For the most part, the crime boss scene storylines are pretty much wound itself down, and I like how things are just moving along overall. Overall, it's a decent read, much better than the Future's End book, I can tell you that much. Okay, the finale for Batman, 0 Year. Okay, Capullo's artwork is really good, and it's been really solid throughout this entire run. I really don't think I can really say anything more about that. Now, my thing is this. Well, there's a tremendous amount of good that happened throughout this entire part of it, showing the relationship between Batman and Commissioner Gordon. What really is the gold part of the story is at the very end, with the interaction between him and Alfred, and how you can just see Alfred he's so desperately, just wants Bruce to find a girl, marry, have children, and settle down and the key thing is, he just wants him to be happy. And he knows that the life he's, trying to pick, or the path he's going to go down, is just going to bring sadness, heartbreak, and this whole ending was just fantastic. For me, what really ruined it for being the good book of the week is the final battle with the Riddler. For me, it was very kind of like an anticlimactic, let's just get it done. We set up this puzzle, and we don't have any more issues to deal with it, so okay, it's over. And that's, for me, was kind of weak. And keep in mind, I understand that there's a lot of comic readers out there who will accept that, but you have to understand, I've seen things in manga that would, make the Infinity Gauntlet battle look like a 3-year-old wrote that battle, and Infinity Gauntlet is a really good story and fight. So when I see this, I just wish there was more to it. and especially since they built up the Riddler to be this great villain. And to me, it was just kind of like, boom, punch, and it's over. And even, it needed more. But regardless, everything around that part was solid. Okay, Daredevil, Original Sin number 6. Okay, here's my deal with these Original Sin books. Some of these Original Sin books are completely useless. Like, you go, really? How is that a sin? I couldn't care less. This book was almost the same way, and in fact, it gave me a lot of mixed emotions, because the thing is, you have, Matt Murdock, and you had this image that with his father. His father was the person that he looked up to. It's the person that he strived to be. And he learns that his father basically beat his mom. And once this occurred, it shattered his image. And same thing with me. I had this image of his father, and now it's all of the goodwill is just washed away. And that's why I was really torn by the sin, because this is the type of sin that I was looking for, in the sense that it really mattered. It caused a change in the character, the way that they think, the way that they feel, and it really stirred it up. So I approve of that in that sense. This sin really, all it does is just springboards it to Matt looking for his mom, and then finding out that she's involved in this serious crime where there's like a military base near the church, and her and a few nuns find out there's something shenanigans are going inside there. Nobody wants to look into it. So in the middle of the night, they dress up with hoodies and they graffiti the place up to draw attention to it, and the next minute they're being extradited to Wakanda. And so something really bad is going on, and it's up to Matt to figure out what's going on. And there's some really strong parts to the Matt storyline when he's trying to investigate, because he's a little bit more hampered than what he used to be, since before he threw down the lawyer card, but now he can't. So this was, I thought, like a really, really strong issue overall, especially since it's Original Sin tie-in. Okay, Thor and Loki. Well, this one here, overall, it's a decent read. This is what really needed to happen, where you have Thor and Loki battling the angels. Not enough fighting from what I would have appreciated. What I would have, like, if I read the script, I would have said you need another 10 pages of fighting, and so that part was a disappointment. The next issue is when Thor finally meets his sister, so I'm really, really looking forward to that part. We get a little view of how the angels live in their world, and kind of surprising. They work off of a payment system or barter type system, where you have, for an example, now information should come with a price, and if you just don't give things away for free, type of a system. And it was a decent read overall. It was, but when you look at it compared to some of these other books that came out, it just wasn't as strong. Okay, Amazing Spider-Man number 4. We learned there was a new character who was bitten by the spider. Now, here's the deal with this one. Spider-Man learns that another girl was bit, and he learns that Ezekiel lied to him. And so he goes to retrieve her. Now, I just wanted to just smack Peter in the back of his head. See, because here, it's like, Ezekiel's trying to warn Spider-Man, they didn't tell you, don't open the door, because Morlun is going to come for this girl if he knows that she exists. And Spider-Man just doesn't care. He's like, oh, I've beaten him before and he's dead. And then she's like, oh my god, you killed him? I'm like, yeah, he's gone. And then, she's jumping for joy, and now they become best buddies. And sure enough, he's alive. And, Spider-Man even makes the comment, like, yeah, I beat him twice. Killed him twice. And then she's like, excuse me? What do you mean you killed him twice? That means he can come back, you stupid, you know. And that's where I just wanted to just go, oh my god, if all these superheroes can keep coming back, and you have a villain who keeps coming back, what makes you think he's dead? But, you know, that's Peter. Very short-sighted. Now, Silk is a lot different than Peter. Like, she's got, you know, webbing that's more organic, and she actually has barbs at the end of her webbing. Her spider sense is really good, and, you know, but Spider-Man, on the other hand, feels that his strength is going to be stronger than hers. Now, the costume design is pretty interesting, and the thing that really caught me by surprise at the end, oh, I almost forgot. Madam Web actually made reference to this character during the Spider-Man Island. So it makes me wonder, was this like a plot line that they threw out there and they were going to bring in regardless of Original Sin? Or do they shelve it until Original Sin, you know, like finally comes out? Because Original Sin, they would have worked on this months in advance. So it's, you know, it's an interesting thing to see how pieces of the puzzle kind of fit together. But anyways, at the very end, these two become like a serious love interest. And at first I was like, what? Why are they suddenly going at it? Like two spiders in love here. But I have a feeling it has something to do with Moreland, and then how they're supposed to create some sort of spider family, and there's some other external force at work here that are causing them to make out on the roof instead of fight like normal superheroes do. But anyways, overall, I thought it was a good book. For me, it was a solid read. It didn't really stand out as like a fantastic book of the week that everybody should buy. But in terms of an Original Sin book, I don't know. I'm kind of torn with it because I think that this book storyline in particular, they could have released without the Sin. You know, something like this would have been much harder because there's nobody. You know, they would have to bring the mother back, and the mother would have had to have said something, and then that might not have been the most smoothest stories to do. But anyways, overall, my week was pretty decent. Let me know what you guys thought. What books did you guys like or dislike? I'll have more reviews later. Like, share, Crunchyroll anime reviews right there, and I'll have more reviews and stuff later. So until next